Do you make chicken adobo? Yes, I do. But I also make pork adobo. I love chicken adobo and I love pork adobo. But I found a recipe, a combination where I add them both together and it's the best adobo ever. And it's real simple to make. This is one of the easiest foods to put together. It's almost like you get everything done, you prep it, you put it in the pot, and you let the magic happen. I've seen where a lot of people will marinate their chicken, marinate their pork, stuff like that. That's not necessary. This is so potent, the flavor is so strong that it'll penetrate the meat and it'll flavor it enough. And with the pork, with the fat in the pork, it'll be perfect. What I have here is 1.5 pounds of pork belly and 1.5 pounds of chicken wings. My kids love the chicken wings, I love the pork belly, and they love eating a little bit of both. So this is the perfect amount for me that I'm cooking here. You usually get like a bulb of garlic and it gives anywhere from 12 to 20 cloves of garlic. Here I have it pre-peeled already and all I'm gonna do is smash them. I also use 2 or 3 bay leaves. I don't know, use about a teaspoon or tablespoon of full peppercorns. I use about a cup of water because that's what it takes to boil everything down. So I'd say the safe ratio, let's say if you just want to keep everything safe, I would do 1/2 cup of soy sauce, 1/2 cup of vinegar, and that's just that's like a neutral flavor when it comes to chicken adobo or adobo. I use 3/4 cups of vinegar and 1/2 cup of soy sauce. So I'll take my vinegar and I'll just pour it into my 1 cup of water here. And it doesn't matter, it's any type of white vinegar you can use. And here, the only soy sauce I have in my cupboard right now is this Kikkoman in this little bottle here. A lot of people just eyeball it, but one of the reasons why I came up with this precise measurement is because of the cooking time. The end state of how I want this all to look when it's all said and done is gonna be perfect with this amount of meat ratio to this amount of liquid. All right, real simple. Normally, if I'm just gonna cook pork adobo, let me move this over here, don't worry, I will wash my hands. If I'm just gonna cook pork adobo, I'm gonna cut it in cubes like this big, right? But since I'm cutting it with the chicken, I'm gonna make it a little smaller. All right, the reason why I put it on a separate plate is because I'm gonna cook them separately. Just when I'm initially getting started. This is one of the reasons why I do not marinate this. Because a lot of flavor comes when I initially fry it. And you don't really need to chop it, you don't need to mince it, just smash it. So I just go through and I just smash all of them. Put them right here and they'll be ready. All right, so all I do now, after I get all the meat prepped, is I salt and pepper. Some people don't do this step because, I mean, the soy sauce is already salty enough, and I get it. You don't need a lot of salt, honestly, but what I do is a lot of pepper. One of these days I'm gonna get one of those automatic pepper grinders that just grind it for you. That'd be nice, huh? All right, let's go cook it. What I do now is I take all the chicken and pork and I sear it at different times. So I'll sear the chicken first, set it to the side, then I'll sear the pork, set it to the side. I'll throw the garlic and the peppercorns in there. I'll let those get some color on them as well, and then I will deglaze the pan with the sauce. And then I'll add all the ingredients back in, pop the lid on, and let it cook for 40 minutes. That's how simple it is. Oh, but halfway through, that's when I add the 2 secret ingredients. Like, you gotta add brown sugar, okay? You gotta add a little sweetness, but I want the vinegar to penetrate the meat first, and you don't want it too syrupy. I don't want it to cook teriyaki, so add the brown sugar at the end. If you don't have brown sugar, what you could substitute is white sugar. One of my secret things that I put in later is I put like a teaspoon of this bouillon. Canola. This cooking show has been brought to you by avocado oil. Actually, you can use any type of cooking oil. This happens to be avocado oil. I like it because the smoke rate or whatever, it could go up to like 500 degrees. So if you use olive oil, that's more for dressings and other stuff like that. You can use it for low cooking, but avocado oil, vegetable oil has a higher smoke rate, so you could put it in the pan Look at that, it's nice and hot. You put in the pan. There's a little of my acting juice right there. Oops, missed one. Need a little bit more. What I'm doing right now is trying to get a crust on each side. I'll let it crust up for about a minute on each side, maybe a minute and a half. Once it'll let loose when it's done, when it's done being crusted. Then I just flip it over. I don't want to cook it like this. I'm not making fried chicken. I'll set it aside. And I'm gonna repeat and do the same thing. With the dough, or the pork. I use a very large pot for this, a large pan, just so I could cook more at once, and then it's like a shallow cook with the sauce. Right? It all makes sense when I put it all together. A little bit more oil in there, just a little bit. I know. Then I put the pork. Spread it out, you don't want to crowd it. You just want to brown on the outside because what you're creating in the bottom of the pan is called fond. So it's all the flavors, the fat, the flavors, the fond.
Spell it.
F-O-N-D, fond. So you do this for any type of, like you're making stews or whatever. So you just want to create that little crust. That's what it is, that fond right there. All that crust action on the bottom there. Set it aside. It doesn't have to be frying done at the beginning. You create the fond right here. Create the little crust. Pull everything out. And then add all your aromatics. Add your peppercorns. Look at that. You want those to toast a little bit. And then your crushed garlic. Bay leaves will be, I add that with the water. So, really these peppercorns and garlic, I just want it to toast a little bit. See that? Let it get some flavor right there. That's some adobo flavor. There's good bits on the bottom there. All right. Those good bits, that's a flavor. Scrape it off the bottom. And see, while before it's boiling, this is the perfect time to add back the meat. A shallow layer like this. And I cover it. Oh wait, oh, almost forgot.
Oh.
The bay leaves, laurels, whatever it's called. Bay leaf action. I set my timer for 40 minutes.
What is it, just on medium high or what temp?
I bring it down, so I just bring, when it's boiling, it's always bring to boil, reduce to simmer. See that? It's boiling now, so I reduce the simmer, so I put it on low. Look at that. It's almost like low to low. And then you do have to keep an eye on everything here. If you don't keep an eye on things, things can get burnt. Because this is not that much liquid. And depending on your stove, it may cook a little faster, a little slower, so keep an eye on it. Now, if the goal is, I want it to almost be reduced down to a syrupy reduction. Because I don't want to have a lot of sabao or broth or soup or what they have. I just want to have a little bit to glaze the chicken at the end, to glaze the pork. Okay, we're right at 20 minutes, all right? So this is my first time I actually even lift up the pot and turn things over and see where we're at. Everything looks fine. I just do a quick twist, turn, just kind of make sure things that were sticking out of the liquid are now turned over. I just do a couple turns and make it level as much as possible. And then I add those two ingredients that I talked about earlier. I get about, what's that? A tablespoon, 1 bouillon cube, essentially. A bouillon flavor. Get another tablespoon, and since I normally have brown sugar, for some reason I'm filming a dang video and I forgot to ensure that I have all my ingredients. I forgot brown sugar, so I'm putting white sugar. Will I survive? Yeah, we'll be fine. Mix that all in. It'll be fine. Now I just gotta let this reduce for another 20 minutes or so. I'm trying to get the sauce to be thick. So, oh, come look at this. That sauce right there, that's why I do exactly 40 minutes with this sauce, because I just want it to glaze. 40 minutes, 3.5 pounds of meat. Sauce. Look at that. Look at that. Thick, syrupy sauce. All right. Now, if it gets too thick, too syrupy, you might need to add a little bit of water. That's fine. But just like this, with my stove, my timing, 40 minutes, look at that, 6 seconds left. Turn off the heat, pull it off the heat. Boom. Oh, the sound of being done, son. Look at that. Perfect. It turned out perfect with the timing and everything. Look at that. I got it on video. Oh, and I like my chicken falling off the bone. So that's why it's 40 minutes. Now, pork actually takes a little more time. This pork will still be kind of a little bit tough, but if you want to do it, and it takes more steps, is you could add the pork, let it cook for 20 minutes, then add the chicken, and then it'll take about 50 minutes total to get everything done. You just have to time everything. But 40 minutes with this low heat, low and slow, braising it, all the flavors will be incorporated. This chicken is nice, look at this, nice and thick. Oh shoot, got the fan on, my bad. But, oh my God, this is perfect. This is exactly the way you want it. Oh shoot, chicken falling off the bone. All right, let's eat. Pork, chicken, this little glaze I can put on top. A little bit on my rice. Yeah. Damn, I'm talking way too much. I'll cut the pork much. Yeah, make sure you cut that out.
It's okay. I'll just cut that out.
Oh, I usually get 12 to 15 little doohickeys of garlic here. Shoot, I can't even, what the hell?
What is it?
Vinegar than Senegal. More vinegar than soy sauce. 2. Okay.
It's all good.
All right. Open up your windows and be prepared for some strong, good smelling stuff. Oh, no, cut that out, dude. Or I'm gonna start. I feel like I'm trying to be an actor. I'm not an actor. I shouldn't say secret ingredients. That's stupid.